welcome. Before we get started on today's project, I just wanted to say thank you to all of you for the kind words and the patience that you guys have shown me since Sandra's passing. So it's been about 6 months since his passing, and I just really appreciate all that kindness that you guys showed me. And then with me not putting out any videos for the past 5.5 months because I just wanted to take some time to myself, I do appreciate all your patience as well. And before I got started on my first video back, I wanted to say thank you. So for today's project, we are going to be making an adjustable dog collar. And I will be using a Biothane adapter for this collar. If you are not familiar with an adapter, this is what one looks like. It has a square ring on each end with a D-ring on one end, and then of course the buckle with the holes in the Biothane. If you're not familiar with how to make one of these, I will leave a link below. I show you guys how you can make your own and where you can get your supplies from. If you choose to use leather instead of Biothane, you can still use my same instructions. One thing that won't be on that video that I will put on this video is there are 2 places that I like to buy my Biothane from. I like to get mine at Strap Warehouse, and then I like to get my it also at Paracord EU. Paracord EU has some Biothane that is, the colors are exclusively for them. So if you're looking for a particular color and you're having a hard time matching it to what you want, you might want to check them out. They might have what you're looking for. I also sell these on my Etsy shop. They're not very expensive, so you can also go that route if you would like to. But again, that video to how to make them and where to get the supplies will be down below for you guys. So for the cords that we'll be using today, I'm using all 550 paracord, and I already have my double cow's hitch hooked up with moss green. If you're not familiar with how to do the double cow's hitch, I'll leave another link below. I show you guys how to hook it up to the square rings if you're using an adapter. Or if you want to use a quick release buckle, I do go over that as well in the same video. So again, I'm using 550 in moss green for the double cow's hitch. The other cords that I'm going to be using are Grasshopper Green. It has a shine to it. Hunter Green. And moss green and white diamond. And again, all of these are 550 paracord. So the first cord that I'm going to want to add is going to be the moss green and white diamond. And what I'm going to want to do here is I want to loosen up these 2 cow's hitches. And I'm just going to take my cord and go right through those 2 cow's hitches. I am using a paracord needle. They call it a fit as well. If you don't have one of these, it's quite alright. You can melt the top of your cord and make a hard cap, and then you can push it through. So you're going to go right through these 2 cow's hitches with your cord, pull it to the other side, and bring the middle to the top of your work. So the next cord that we're going to want to add is going to be our grasshopper cord. And what you want to do is you want to find your 2 ends and you want to put them together. Then you can take those 2 ends and slide them through your fingers until you get to the end of the cord. So you just want to keep on sliding till you get to the end, and you will have this loop. So this is going to be the middle of your cord. What you want to do here is you want to take this loop now and you want to go down that square ring. So you just want to go straight down that square ring. And you want to find the middle of all of your work. So you want to go in between your cords, find the middle, pull it up, And then you can just grab your cord and pull this down. And you're just making another cow's hitch with the grasshopper. You don't have to pull it just tight just yet, because you're going to put your hunter green now through that cow's hitch. So you're just going to go through this cow's hitch, the grasshopper, bring this to the other side, and now you want to bring the hunter green to the middle at the top of your work, and then you can tighten everything up. Alright, once you're at this spot, what you want to do is double check those measurements. Make sure that nothing moved around as you were tightening things up. You can also roll up the ends of your cord. It does make it easier to work with. It's not necessary, but it does make it easier to work with. And once you have all that taken care of, we can get started. Okay, so the way we're going to start is on our right side, and you want to take your moss green and you want to go under this first cord that is on your right side, straight up the center, and then over that second cord on your left side. So go under, straight up the center, and then over to the left. Next you're going to take your moss green on your left side. You want to go over the cord that you just worked, so you're just going to pull that over. So you want to go underneath this first cord on your left side. You're going to come up the center again, but then you're going to go down this loop that you made on your right side. So go underneath, straight up the center, and then down this loop on your right side. And the next cords that we're going to work are going to be the moss green cords. What you want to do here is start with the right. You're going to go over your work, straight down the center, and then you're going to come up this loop on your right side. So go over, straight down the center, and then come up this loop on your right side. Take the one on the left now. You're going to go over, straight down the center, and then you're going to come up this loop on your left side. So you're going to go over, straight down the center, and then up this loop on your right side. Next cords that we're going to work are going to be our hunter green, and we're going to do the same thing. So you're going to take the one on the right, you're going to go over your work, straight down the center, and you're going to come up this loop on your right side. And you want to come up to where you're going to be coming up on the left side of the cord that you just worked. So go over, straight down the center, come up this loop, and just make sure that your cord is on the left side of your working cord. Sorry, is on the left side of the cord that you just worked. Next we're going to take the hunter green on the left. We're going to go over, straight down the center. You're going to come up this loop on your left side, but you want to be on the right side of the cord that you just worked. So go over, straight down the center, come up that loop, and just make sure that you are on the right side of that working cord. The next cord that we're going to work is going to be the grasshopper. You're going to take the one on the right. You want to find these two horizontal moss green cords in the middle. You're going to go over and around those cords and come up your right side. So go over, around those two cords, and come up the right side. Take the one on the left now, go over and around and come up the left side. Over and around and up the left side. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to go back to the Grasshopper Green on your right side. What you want to do here is, you see how it's laying over the Hunter Green? You're just going to actually take that Grasshopper Green and you're going to just wrap it around. You're going to go around. But when you come around the Hunter Green, you actually want to also come up the center. So you can pick up on your Grasshopper Green and your Hunter Green. Take your Grasshopper Green that's on the right now, and you're just going to go underneath these two cords. So take it and go underneath the Hunter Green and the Grasshopper, and you're going to be coming up the middle. Now you want to do the one on the left, so what you're going to do is pick up on that Hunter Green and the Grasshopper, and just take this left cord of the Grasshopper and just go underneath and right up the center. So go underneath, right up the center, and then you can tighten it up. Okay, once you have that nice and tight, we can start the weave again. So we're going to be starting again on our right side with our moss green. And what you want to do is you want to take the one on the right, you want to go underneath that first cord that is on your right, right up the center, and then over that second cord on your left. The next thing you want to do is you want to take your left moss green and go over the cord that you just worked. Then you're going to want to go underneath your first cord that is now on your left side. You're going to come up the center, and then you're going to go down that loop on your right side. So go underneath, right up the center, and then down that loop on your right side. The next thing that we're going to do is we are going to work our moss green and white diamond cord. And what we want to do here is we're going to take the one on our right side, we're going to go over our work, down the center, come up this loop on our right side. So take the one on the right, go over, down the center, and then bring it up the right side. You're going to take the one on the left now, you're going to go over your work, down the center, and come up this loop on your left side. So go over, down the center, and then up. Now we're going to work the Hunter Green cords. And what we want to do here is we're going to take the one on the right, we're going to go over our work, down the center, come up the loop on your right side, and you want to bring your cord up so it's on the left side of your diamond cord. So go over, down the center, up that loop, and be on the left side of your diamond cord. Next you're going to take the one on your left, you're going to go over, down the center again, come up this loop on your left. You want to be on the right side of your diamond cord. So go over, down the center, and up, and make sure that you are on that right side of your diamond cord. Now we have our grasshopper cord. What we're going to do here, find those two horizontal pieces that are in the middle, pick up on them, take your grasshopper on your right side. You're going to go over and around those two horizontal pieces. So go over and around, come up the right side. Now the one on the left, you're going to go over and around and come up the left side. Over and around and up the left side. Now go to the right again with your grasshopper cord. You are going to go and find that hunter green cord, you can take your hunter green cord that is on the right, take your grasshopper that is on the right. Now take your bundle, you're going to go underneath those two cords and come up the center. Take your grasshopper now that is on the left, the hunter green that is on the left. You're going to go underneath those two cords with your grasshopper and come up the center, so you're going around and then up the center. And now you can tighten it up. Alright, once you have that tightened up, we can start the weave again. So again, I'm going to be starting off on my right side. And what I want to do here is I'm going to find my moss green cords. I'm going to take the one on the right. I'm going to go underneath that first cord, right up the center, and over to the left. Next, I'm going to take the moss green on my left side, and I want to take it over the cord that I just worked. I'm going to go underneath that first cord on my left, right up the center, and then down that loop on my right. Now I'm going to take my diamond cord, whoops, and take the diamond cord on my right side. I want to go over my work, so I'm going to go over my work down the center, and then I'm going to come up this loop on my right, take the one on the left, go over, down the center, and up the loop on my left. Now I'm going to take the hunter green. I'm going to work the one on my right. I'm going to go over, down the center, come up this loop on my right side, make sure that I am on the left side of my diamond cord. Take the one on the right now, go over, down the center, up that loop on my left, and make sure that I come up on the right side of my diamond cord. Now I'm going to find those two horizontal pieces in the middle. I'm going to take my grasshopper on my right side, and I want to go over those two horizontal pieces, around and out my right. Take the one on the left, go over, around, and out my left. Now I'm going to find my hunter green cord on my right side and my grasshopper. I'm going to take my bundle of grasshopper on the right, and I'm going to go underneath those two cords and come right up the center. Next, I'm going to take the grasshopper on my left and the hunter green. I'm going to take my bundle of grasshopper on my left side. I'm going to go underneath those two cords towards the right and come up the center, and then I'm gonna tighten it up. Alright, so I wanted to down a couple of more weaves so you can see a bigger portion done, and this is what it's looking like so far. I'm going to continue the same weave all the way down the collar. When I get to the end, I'll show you guys how to do the tie off and what it looks like when it has the adapter attached. This particular collar I have going to Watcher's agility trainer because she got a promotion and she's going to be leaving the facility that I take Watcher to for training. So I thought I would make her a collar and a leash for her dog. Her favorite color is green, and when I am at the end showing you everything, I will show you the hands-free leash that I made to go with this particular collar as well. Alright, so I'm at the end of my work and I took it off the jig, and now we can weave in these top cords. Now I am going to be using a paracord needle. It does make the job a little bit easier, but if you don't have one, like I said in the beginning, you can work on pushing it through if you melt the ends and make a hard cap with it. If you are interested in buying a fit, or what I like to call a paracord needle, I can recommend getting them at Paracord, Galaxy, or Paracord EU. I have ordered a couple of sets at Amazon and the needles did not work. I could not get the cord to screw into the top of the needle, and all I could think of is that maybe the threads inside the needle aren't very good. But like I said, I've ordered a couple of sets of them because you can get them in different sizes, and they just did not work for me. So I always get mine from Paracord, Galaxy, or Paracord EU. So to start weaving in our top cords, you're going to want to start with your hunter green cord on your right side, and you have a gap in between your work and your two cow's hitches. You're going to go right in that gap from front to back with both of your hunter green cords. The next cords that we are going to be weaving in are going to be our moss green with white diamond. And you're going to go in that same gap that you did with the hunter green. So you're just going to go in that gap with both sides of the white diamond cord. So for the last cord that we're going to be weaving through is going to be the grasshopper cord. And what you want to do here is you want to take the one on the right side, and you have your green that you put through, your hunter green that you put through on the right side. You can pull up just a tad on that one. And what you're going to do is you're going to take your grasshopper on the right side, you're going to go over that cord and then through that loop that you just created, and you're going to go towards the left, just like that. So you go over, through, and towards the left. And then what you want to do is, with that same cord, you have a hole in between your two cow's hitches. You're going to go through that hole from front to back and just pull that through. And now take the one on the left. Now we'll work the cord on the left side. So we want again to pull up on the hunter green on the left side. Just make a little loop. So now you're going to go over your loop, but you want to go diagonal towards the right. So go over, through that loop, and diagonal. You're over, through, and then diagonal towards the right. And then you have that hole again in the center between the two cow's hitches, and you're going to take that through as well. And then you can tighten everything up. Okay, now that we've taken care of that, we can cut and melt our ends. I will be using a knotter's tool, but if you don't have one of these, you can use scissors or you can use a butter knife. Just be careful with using those tools, and also be very careful when you're melting, because it's very hot to the touch and it can burn you. So the way I'm going to be working is I'm going to be working on my left side, and that's so I can hold all of these cords out of the way. I want to cut my cord about 1/2 inch to 1/4 of an inch, somewhere around there. I'm going to fray it out, and then I'm going to melt it. You want it to get very hot. It does catch on fire sometimes, so be aware of that. So I'm going to melt this, get it nice and goopy. And then I'm going to just squish it down with my tool. And I'm going to actually do the opposite side. I'm going to do the exact same thing. You definitely want to position your flame out of the way. And now I'll squish that down as well. Okay. So what I'm going to be doing now is I'm just going to go from my left side to my right, melting each cord one by one, holding the others out of the way. I'm going to cut them the same length. Hold these guys out of the way and fray it out a little bit, melt it, and then squish it down. And like I said, I'm just going to go from one side to the other, doing the same thing. Okay, so after you have melted your ends, if you want, you can hook up your adapter to it and be on your way. I like to put a little bit of Gorilla Glue on my ends that I melted, and I usually don't have my adapter attached at this point. I usually wait until after I have glued it, but I got a little bit ahead of myself, so I'm just going to leave it attached. And what you're going to want to do, if you choose to do this, is I use clear non-foaming Gorilla Glue. And then, I don't know, okay, there's a glare, sorry. Yeah, it's clear non-foaming, and I'm just going to put a little dab on the ends that I melted, just a little bit. And then I'll smear it around with my finger. I will let this dry. And once it's dry, I will show you guys what it looks like. I usually just put up a picture showing you guys what it looks like when it's completely done and it's got the Biothane attached. But I did say that I would show you what the leash looks like that I made for this collar. And I do have it right here. It's a hands-free leash, but I will show you in a picture what both of them look like together. Okay, so I'm going to let this dry and then I will get back to you.